Hi everyone, welcome to tonight's episode of Café con Gas. My name is Cassandra. Gas, not gas. Some people have confused it. When you're in Europe or certain parts of Latin America, you say agua con gas, sin gas, which is a little bit of carbonation, so it's a little bit different. So welcome to tonight's episode. I'm so happy to be here with you all today. Whew, lots of emotions, lots of check-ins to be done. I also wanted to just take a moment to just sit down and breathe. We've talked about breathing exercises before. Breathing is what keeps us alive, and as human beings, we're really kind of morbid by nature. Society is always thinking about retirement. What happens if you get ill? What happens if you lose a loved one? And we forget that there's something really incredible happening, that's breath. We, including myself, I join you in this journey. It's something that I also have to remind myself of. So that's kind of our introduction for this evening. So I'm really excited. We figured out what's going on with the computer. All the videos I'm going to transfer over to Firefox, which is the appropriate browser that's working here today. I'm going to pull up something really quick because I have a flyer that I want to show you on the .cam. We have some nice CCTV news. I wanted to show you this before we go into our weekly emotional check-in. There's some really good events happening, so we're going to switch over to our computer screen. Hold on just one second, and we're going to go to CCTV's Twitter page. Where are you, Twitter page? Hold on just one moment. I have to actually, there we go. All right, so CCTV's Twitter page. So what's going on at CCTV? I love talking about CCTV because they have so many incredible resources, and I'm here every single week. Join, learn, it all starts here. What else am I blocking? Create. So I'm creating right now, so it's fine that I'm in the way of it. So join, learn, create, it all starts here. So if you have a Twitter account, I would highly suggest you check out CCTV Cambridge. There's some program highlights. There's also this really interesting Instagram event that's happening. So it's a call for work and submission form. I might submit a couple things that I have going on. So it's submit to an upcoming Instagram-based exhibition in the Karen Aqua Gallery at CCTV. So here's some work posted by Allison Maria Rodriguez, Allison at CCTV Cambridge. The exhibition dates are from the 17th to the 28th. Being that you just tag your submission, it's a really, really, really awesome tool. I think it's a really, really bright idea by CCTV. I've had the great fortune of being involved with two local public access TV stations. CCTV is really, really moderna. I love it. So join this Instagram movement. I have a Facebook page. I have a private Facebook page and also a Café con Gas Facebook page. Let me just slow things down a little bit. I also have a Café con Gas Facebook page. And I've been really, really enjoying Instagram lately. It's just more visual. You have a lot of different options. I used to resent the hashtag, but resentment is a toxic emotion. So I kind of had to say what's going on with that. I didn't really speak the language, but I'm learning to. And I also realized I want to share really beautiful things on the internet, but sometimes I check myself and I say, how did I find when I was trying to heal? What did I Google? How to heal a heartbreak? Really simple stuff. So if you kind of use those hashtags in your Instagram, people can also find you that way and you share the knowledge and not just have it to yourself. So I think that's really great. So that's what's going on. Another really cool thing that's going on that I wanted to bring to your attention, I'm trying to actually find it here. Oh, here it is. Member Appreciation Party. So this is really cool. So CCTV is doing something really exciting, and let's just go over to the .cam. I haven't gone to the .cam in a while, and woo, we are bright pink. What's going on here? So, okay, color contrast is really high. We're getting like really, really bright tones here. It's the Member Appreciation Party. So we're going to switch off of that shot. Let's see if it's down here. Upcoming classes, save the date. Here we go. Save the date for CCTV's Member Recognition and Appreciation Party, Thursday, November 13th at 6:30 p.m. So you have about, definitely get your email in. Frank was taking emails, RSVPs, food, drink, friends, and more. I'm really excited about it because BeLive, it's not a solo show. Well, it is a solo show. I I just don't get to hang out with many other friends from CCTV, so I'm really excited to go to this party. They're also hosting at the Middle East, which is really nice. The Middle East is a very beautiful music venue, and I just think that's really exciting that they're going to host it there. It just shows that they're contributing to the community and also doing something to really appreciate members, because I would go to the Middle East on my own time. I've been to networking events, and I think this is a really, really nice thing that they're doing. So now to our emotional check-in. So I have the dot cam working today, as I just showed you, for this beautiful flyer that's going to come. Here we go, that looks better now. Member appreciation and recognition party. I'm going to take this flyer, put it in my room, and remind myself. But I also wanted to go to our emotional check-in. So what's going on? Why do I do emotional check-ins? What are you watching? You're watching Café con Gas. It's a show on healing, arts, and diversity. And every single show, I use a tool that I was introduced to when I was 11 years old, and it's a mood chart or emotions chart. They have different names, but I'm going to go over to the screen right now. I'm going to show you guys what's kind of going on. So here's our emotional check-in chart, and here is me trying to cue things up. Excuse me, there we go. Okay, so I just Googled. Google's really incredible. Use it. I use it often. I use it almost every day. It'd be an interesting challenge if you wanted to do internet detox, not using Google for a day. Try it and see what happens. So they have different charts. So they have something simple as like preschool charts. Let's do a preschool inspired check-in today. All right, so what are they saying? Let's see. This is really interesting. So the emotions for children. This is a tattoo. You can make emotions cool. You know, a little like tattoo action. How am I feeling today? I'm definitely feeling happy. Happy. This is a really interesting chart. So I'm feeling happy. However, there's studies, and I also came about this in my own study of healing. Happy is almost at times can mimic a panic attack, and I'm not being a Debbie Downer, but I'm saying I'm feeling really happy, but sometimes when things are really going well and they click and they're happy, I get a little bit nervous. My heart starts to pound. Think about like happy feelings. You get really excited. You know, what happens when you have a panic attack? You freeze and you get really excited. They're a little bit similar, so I'm feeling a little bit happy. I wouldn't say frightened, but I'm a little bit skeptical. I'm just like, whoa, is this happy? You know, what kind of happy this is? I've talked about on the show having PTSD, and part of having post-traumatic stress disorder or post-traumatic stresses is really having hypervigilance or having like, I wouldn't say extreme reactions, but they have this theory, and it's called the window of tolerance, right? So you have like extreme emotions on the top, right? You have this wave, right? So you have extreme emotions, hypervigilance, hyper-awareness, and then you have the bottom, which is like depression, guilt, and shame, right? So then you have this space in between. So basically when I was at my most vulnerable state, just totally triggered all the time, not understanding my triggers, having body flashbacks, memory flashbacks, my window of tolerance was like about this low. So I talk about being like really happy, and also talk about a little bit frightened, but then as you go through your healing process, and one of the goals that you work on, whether you're in therapy or whether you're just addressing your post-traumatic stress on your own with a trusted one, or even yourself and your own spirituality, that little window kind of increases. So when you have those moments of, you know, I used to have a time in my life where I would be on a train and someone would touch me accidentally, and I would just go like this, or I would freeze up. Now, when someone touches me on the train, that window of tolerance has gotten a little bit bigger. So I'm like, okay, I can deal with this now. I have more of this space in between, not in the extremities of the emotions, to really work through the data set. So it's really interesting when you kind of like get to a point of exploring those emotions. And that's why I use an emotional check-in, because emotional check-ins also serve as your own data and your own research. When you go to the doctor, when you go to the nutritionist, a lot of the trends, when you have a pain disease, when you have fibromyalgia, doctors will ask you to keep a track of how you're feeling and what's going on. So those feelings become a part of your data set. So if we just sit there and ignore those feelings, then what are we doing? Why are we living? So that's a little explanation of the window of tolerance, something that you should look up on your own time. You'll probably find a very intricate map for it online, and also a little bit of an emotional check-in. So let's see what else. I like Cheeky. Cheeky is really good. Let's switch this shot right here, and I'll show you Cheeky. Right down. There he is, Cheeky. I'm feeling a little bit cheeky. I just hung out with a good friend of mine. I am feeling really cheeky because last night I had a really great opportunity to check out Steve Harvey's YouTube channel. You guys should really check it out. He has this really great section, Ask Harvey. I looked at Steve Harvey when I need some fatherly support, when I need a parental figure, some parental guidance. He has a really great talk show, and he does this thing called Ask Steve, so that's really incredible. So I'm feeling a little bit cheeky because there was a question, oddly enough. So Steve Harvey was a comedian. He wrote this book, how to think. Hold on one second. I'm going to slow this down. I'm just going to pull up the book while I talk to him. Steve Harvey book, because I don't want to misquote here, because there's two books. There we go. Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. Okay. So he wrote this book. He had this show. It's just a really incredible book. It's what men really think about love, relationships, intimacy, and commitment. I have not read the whole book because I was busy going through a breakup. I don't really want to know how a man thinks right now. I'm dealing with my own emotions. But he's really, really, really awesome. There's a lot of talk show hosts now who are also taking the reins and doing a lot of self-help books. I would recommend Steve Harvey if you are a woman seeking some, parental guidance. Also, I'm not excluding the men. If you're a man seeking some spiritual guidance, Iyanla Vanzant, who does an Oprah show, or does a show on the Oprah Network called Fix My Life. I'm going to pull up Fix My Life, Iyanla. I'm going to pull her up right now. So on the other spectrum of healing, and I'll pull up the show, she's a relationships expert. She's a high priestess. She's also a healer. Part of the healer's journey is going through this anointing time. This anointing time is a very traumatic experience or a major illness. And so she's gone through this whole experience. She has, she talks a lot about kind of her former self dying, and this is her life now and her identity now. So Iyanla does this forgiveness class, and I'm telling you, if I'm going to Steve Harvey, there is a guy like me, and if you're single, call. There's a guy like me who's probably going to go to Iyanla. Iyanla has a really interesting approach. I've talked to some of my female friends, who also enjoy Oprah. If you don't have the Oprah Network, which I don't have either, look up a lot of the material online. But she's really there for the men. It's like Oprah's not a mom. She's a nurturer, and she's just a complete being of light. But Iyanla's really bringing it for the men. So check that out. So if I give resources, I went to go on my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel says I'm 100% viewers, females between 25 and 35. So I'm not forgetting about the men either. So go check out something new. So that's the extended emotional check-in for this evening. I wanted to show you something else on the topic of emotional check-ins. In the name of healing, arts, and diversity, it's winter time. I just had a really great meeting with a friend of mine. We're working on this project. If anybody is watching, if you have student loan debt and you want to tell your story, holler. But I wanted to show you some really beautiful art. So I talked about going to, this isn't about me. Let me just go to the art. So I went to Denver, and I went to a wedding, my best friend's wedding, and in that wedding, instead of a bridal shower, she had a wisdom shower. And she had a wisdom shower where all women from different faiths sat in circle. And she really is someone who really talks a lot about the importance of women gathering through the ages, all the way to the period huts. Women used to go bleed together in a hut back in a long time ago. Ask an anthropologist if you want the details. But yeah, so anyway, so I just had this really beautiful, I found this really beautiful image that I wanted to share. And I share this image for one of two reasons. One reason, The winter time is coming. I love doing Café con Gas, but when I was coming into the studio, I thought to myself, ooh, I'm tired. I feel like going to sleep. So what do? I adjust my lighting in my room. I put some Christmas lights up already. I, switch things around. I turn my curtains, kind of getting ready for this season. And also in getting ready for this season, Saturday night, I was just feeling super funky. Emotional check-in, probably not hysterical, but really upset. Really upset. So I wasn't feeling that well. So I went onto a website. This website was Goddess Info. What is it? Goddessgifts.net. And they sell banners. And I wanted to find some really beautiful wall art because when I went to Denver, we were in this circle. The woman, Jamie, shout out to Jamie, all the ladies in Denver. She is a CEO, she's the executive director of a nonprofit called Youth on Record. But when she was there, she used a flag to kind of create this space, sage to smudge the space. It was a really beautiful, just the moment that we had together. So to make a long story short, I go onto this website and I found this image and I just thought it was so beautiful. Guess which one am I? And it's just a woman, it's an image to really focus on women dancing, collectively dancing. I think it's really important. Not only do you get together with women who support you, but, as women, we also get with other women. And we also have interfaith dialogue. That's something that I was having this weekend. Hugely important. So I really, really love this image because here you have, the dancing goddess here with the little kitty cat. And then there's this image right here I really connected to because she also has the wolf and by her side. There is a story. If you want to read more about this story, I would suggest a book called Women Who Run with Wolves. But it's a Native American story, and it talks about, there's two wolves. And I'm going to see if I can find this. There's two wolves. There's the black wolf and the white wolf. This isn't about color, but there's two. The story represents that duality inside of us. We have a dark side, we have a light side, but they are hand in hand. And whichever side grows is the one that you feed. So watch what you feed. Are you feeding greed? Are you feeding resentment? And if you're trying to be perfect, then you're just feeding your ego and you're defeating the purpose of like getting to yourself in general. But it was just there's a really beautiful image and it reminded me of that story, and I just kind of wanted to bring that up for you guys again. So in that beauty, I'm going to take a little bit of a moment and I'm going to sit back because we talked a lot about healing. I'm going to stop this video that was playing. I hope the audio wasn't in the way. But yeah, I just wanted to say, the winter time is coming. Make sure if you're not supported and you're not around a lot of people, that's okay. You're never alone.
Try Google Express.
And I think as the season approaches and the song is playing, I'm going to stop it. I think as the season approaches, what I wanted to remind everyone and convey to everybody, get yourself the little toolkit that you need to get ready for the winter. Like, be the little mouse and harvest a little bit. Get yourself a new journal. If you don't have people around you with a similar interest, get in touch with a long-distance friend, join a discussion group, try to do something that makes you feel connected to not being stagnant, because I think stagnant is when a lot of icky feelings come up. So I would really suggest that for you. I made that intention a couple years ago. It takes a while, so if things don't happen right away, don't be upset. If things happen right away, well then awesome. But everybody has their own timeline. We're all in this together. So just find different ways not to define yourself by the lack of sunlight, but find different ways, if you really miss and crave the sunlight, to seek it out. Whether it be through trying a new vegetable or taking a 5-minute walk outside, or like I do, just sitting on my porch in the middle of the snow, probably with like what I call in Puerto Rico a sapa face, like a flat sapa face. But I'm like, no, I'm outside. I got this. So yeah, I wanted to thank, just really thank the women around me who really encouraged me to gather in a space. And also to remind you to do the same. Again, not excluding gender, men should and can also do that. I had the great privilege of speaking with someone a couple years ago who actually started a men's survivor group. These are for men who were sexually abused, and they started a hugging circle. This is a very simple thing, but it literally was to reinforce safe touch. That touch is not always sexualized. That touch is not always a sign that you're about to get hurt. This takes a lot of time to do and process. So yeah, on that note, in the name of healing and also the name of diversity, because mind you, this beautiful picture has a lot of women of color, and that's why I love it so much. And I'd like to think that's me in yellow. Not like to, I identify with that image. So yeah, find your sisters, call upon them, or just, pray. And I don't mean pray to anyone specific, but just set out an intention, to say, I remember when I was, how old was I? 21. I encountered Buddhism, and I was told to sit and pray, and I freaked out. I was like, I don't know how to ask. I've always just been told, you get what you receive, keep going, don't ask, do your work, put your head down, whatever. So yeah, the first goal that I made was to learn how to make a goal. And I think I'm getting better at it, but it takes a lot of reinforcement. And that's why getting into groups and at least sharing with someone that you trust some of the goals that you make are so important, because I don't like to always use the word accountability, because when I get upset, I use the word accountability, but I mean that in like a very calm way, so that people can really check in with you and be like, are you doing it? So yeah, so in the name of healing, arts, and diversity, I'm going to bring up an art clip. I'm really enjoying today's episode with you guys. I hope you were enjoying it too at home. And I'm going to bring up Fatoumata Diawara, which I have a Diawara. I want to say Diawara, but my friend Marwa gives me a hard time because I used to roll my R with it. Fatoumata, she's from Mali. This is a Mali, Africa. She lives in France. She's an incredible artist. This is her song called Nayan, live at the Jazz Café from World Circuit Records. This is just a really beautiful video. I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to play it now. So in the name of healing, arts, and diversity, enjoy a little bit of entertainment. We did an emotional check-in. We talked about the importance of women gathering together. Again, do not feel defeated if I say women gathering together and you feel alone. Please do not have shame. This is not about shame. Sometimes, we have to walk by ourselves, but don't let that be a source of shame, and don't let that be a reason not to have hope. So in the name of healing, arts, and diversity, I bring you this following clip, and I hope you guys enjoy. That is a picture of a woman who is doing what she went to do.
Oh, my